Amy, your sewing teacher. I'm here today to talk about pouches. We're going to do a very simple unlined pouch today. It's going to actually have two parts. I'm going to do two different styles so that you can see how quick and easy both are. So the first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to measure and cut these pieces of fabric 13 inches by 12 inches when we're finished. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that and cut them out on all four of my pieces. Now I'm actually going to suggest that you cut them using pinking shears if you have pinking shears. Pinking shears are the kind of fabric scissors that leave a zigzag cut. That prevents fraying. You can go ahead and use good fabric scissors if you have them, but pinking shears will just ensure that if you're not going to be doing an overcast stitch on the pouch, that the bag itself won't fray at the seams. That you cut off the pieces that are in between the grommets and the end where the label is, because we're going to use these little pieces of scraps as a zipper end to make our pouch look just that much more professional. So on all the pieces that you just cut, you want to make sure that you keep those little scraps. I have, if you haven't noticed already, two coordinating fabrics that are of the same weight, and I'm going to set those aside. I have a special pouch I'm going to use those for. So I'm going to set that aside and I have a matching zipper, and that's going to be our second pouch in the video. And the first pouch in the video is just going to be a very simple pouch. We have our good side and our good side of the fabric. So what I want to do is I want to take the good side of my fabric and the good side of my zipper. So good side of my zipper is this side with the zipper pull. First thing you want to do is make sure that the zipper is a functioning zipper. Now this is one that's been around for a long time, so it is probably not the best choice. Oh, you just use to worked a little bit. There we go. Metal zippers sometimes need a little working. So I have my good side of my zipper, and I have my scrap left over from beside the label, and I'm going to cut that in half, and I'm going to attach it to the end of the zipper, like so. So I'm going to put the zipper together. Now you're going to use pins. I'm going to use my Wonder Clips, and I'm just going to put my zipper ends together like that. You could staple the end of the zipper end to keep it together if you would like. And I'm just pulling the zipper down, and I am going to attach good side of my fabric to the good side of the zipper, like so. And I'm just going to sew right across here, and then I'll be right back. And I'm going to do the same here, the good side of my fabric to the good side of the zipper, just like that. And I'm going to sew right across here. I'll be right back. So now I've attached the ends to each of the ends of the zipper. That doesn't just elongate the zipper area, but I know I can still fit my hand in and out, but it will make the zipper itself look very professional in the end. So what I need to do now is I need to close my zipper, and then I'm going to take the good side of the zipper, which is the side with the zipper pull, like so, and I'm going to attach it just to the very edge of the good side of the other fabric. So I'm just gonna go like this, and you'll use pins, or you can use Wonder Clips if you have them. Now that I've attached that, I'm going to sew all the way from this edge all the way across to the end at this edge. As you can see, as I'm sewing, I haven't changed to a zipper foot. The reason I haven't changed to a zipper foot is because this is a number 5 zipper. A number 5 zipper has a wider zipper tape and actually gives me lots of space to use. So all I did is I changed my needle and moved it all the way to the left of the foot. Now at this point, the zipper head is in the way, so I'm actually going to put my needle down. To put your needle down, you're going to actually use the hand wheel on the side of your machine, but I have a button on my machine that puts the needle down. The reason I'm putting the needle down is because I'm actually going to lift the foot, and then I'm going to take the zipper head and I'm going to pass the zipper head past the needle. And I really don't want to move where I'm at right now, so I'm going to make sure that needle is down. So now you'll see I have this beautiful edge here. I'm going to close my zipper again. So this is the zipper sewn in, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it open, and then I'm going to press it with my fingers nice and flat. If you have an iron handy, you could press it with the iron. And I'm going to now do a top stitch all the way along here using the edge of my foot as a guide. And what that's going to do, so I'm going to move my needle back to the center. And actually I'm going to move my needle all the way to the right now. So move it all the way over to the right. And I'm going to use the edge of this foot as a guide. And that's what's going to help my top stitch stay nice and straight. So here I go. See how beautiful that part of the zipper looks. So next I'm going to use the other side of the bag. This is the good side of that fabric. I'm going to flip it over so that the good side of the fabric and the good side of the zipper once again line up. So I'm going to line that up. Right with the edge of the zipper. And I'm going to try to line up the sides as well. And I'm going to use the clips again. So I'm going to align my zipper foot here with the zipper itself. I see that the zipper head is going to get in my way right away. So I'm going to open up that zipper. I've pinned it all together. I've used the Wonder Clips again, but you can use pins. I'm going to use the edge of the foot to follow, and I'm going to sew all the way around the bag, and I'm going to make sure that I reverse stitch to start and then sew. To cut my edges because this is an unlined bag. I want my edges to look as neat and crisp as I can. So I'm cutting away the seam allowance at about 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to do that all the way around. That I'm going to pull the bag through the zipper, and you put a little D-ring off the side of the bag and a lobster clip, and you could have yourself a little wristlet, or you could put a piece of leather or a piece of strapping here and actually have your bag so that it closes, and then you can have it to carry just like that, and that's a cute little wristlet or a cute little pouch. The other option for this one is that you can actually make it a square bottom by cutting the corners off on the inside and then making it stand on its own. But I really like this as a little wristlet, so that's the way I'm going to keep it. I really love the way that the tabs make the zipper look really professional. Just trim this thread right there. And that's my super professional little pouch. This would be a great gift for someone for the holidays. For this next bag, I'm going to cut the fabric in two. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I want the bottom of the bag to be in one fabric, and I want the sides of the bag to be in another. So I am folding that fabric in half, and then I am just going to cut right down the center fold. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to sew the top of the bag to the bottom of the bag, and I'm going to do that on both sides. So I'm just going to go sew that, and I'll be right back. So I've now sewn both of these together. What I want to do now is I want to open these up, and I'm going to give it a quick press with my fingers, or if I have my iron handy, I'm going to just go straight down each of those seams, nice and flat, and I'm going to do a top stitch straight down that edge on both sides. So I'm going to be right back. So now I need to make my zipper tags again. I'm going to do it exactly the same way I did with the other bag. But something else I also want to do on this bag that I didn't do on the other bag is I want to do a strap so that it is a fold-over wrist bag. In order to do that, I'm going to take this little piece here, which is 2 inches by 4 inches. I'm going to fold it in to itself, and then one more time in, like that, and then I'm going to sew that shut. So there it is. I've made the little part that I would like to hang off the side of the bag, like that. And I just want to do that so that I have something to grab the bag with. Now, I could make this longer, and this could be a wristlet, but I've decided that I just want to have something to grab onto and carry the bag in my hand. So I'm actually going to just use this technique here. Now this is going to get inserted after the zipper, but I wanted to have that piece ready to go. I need to attach my zipper tabs. Zipper tabs go face side down to the good side of your zipper, face side down to the good side of your zipper, and I'm going to sew those on, and I'll be right back. So now I have my zipper tags on my zipper. I have top stitched them down, and I am ready to attach my zipper to my bag. I'm going to do just as I did before, going to open the zipper halfway, put the good side of the zipper on the good side of the fabric, just like that, and I'm going to center the zipper on the bag so that I have equal amounts of zipper tabs on either side, and then I'm going to clip or pin that down so that I can sew that on, and then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine with me, and we're going to sew that on. One of the other things I want to make sure that I'm aligning is I want to make sure that those two lines of the fabric are exactly aligned, because it doesn't look professional if your lines don't match. So I want to make sure that my lines are perfectly matched and pinned, and Now, the one thing that I'm doing differently on this, another thing I'm doing differently on this bag is I'm actually going to put that thumb or finger handle, and I need to put this on the inside, and I want to make sure that it's on the side that when the bag is closed, that's the side that I'm holding up. So I'm going to fit that right in up by the zipper, so it's pretty close to the edge, and I am going to clip that down. And that's the side that I'll get started on, so that everything is in place nicely. Make sure to reverse stitch over to start. And when you get to the bulky piece, reverse over the bulky piece a couple times. So now I can unclip my zipper. I'm going to stick my hand inside the bag, and I'm going to open up my zipper some more. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to make a square edge at the bottom of this bag. So what you actually do is you take this seam here and this seam here and you line them up, and then you're going to cut off an inch across the bottom, and I'm going to make sure that I take the same amount off of each side, and that's very important so that your bag bottom is equal all the way across. So I'm going to sew that now. Here's the bottom, and I have sewn all the way up here and back, and all the way up here and back. Now I have to trim that off, so I'm going to use my pinking shears, and I'm going to trim off that corner, and I'm going to trim off that corner, and while I'm there, I'm going to just trim all of my threads, and I'm going to pull my bag through the zipper, pull my corners through, and pull my finger tab. There's my finger tab for holding my bag, my zipper tab. I want to make sure it's all the way out, and I'm going to do that on this side as well. Make sure to push my zipper tab all the way out with my fingers. Sometimes you can use a chopstick or something else for this if you need to. And I just realized I made a big mistake, and I top stitched this side and I didn't top stitch this side. So now I have to go back and attempt a top stitch while the bag is made, and that's a difficult thing to do. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that really quickly. I'll be right back. So at this point, this is when I add a label. So I've added a label to each of the bags. And I added a little leather embellishment to the zipper because that's a very super tiny little zipper pull. So I've added a piece of leather to that. And this one has the finger pull, so that I can carry this around with me. So the bottom of the bag, now that we squared it off, will sit by itself. So now that it has a flat bottom, we can go like this, and when it's filled with whatever you're putting in it, it will stand on its own. And that's it for today's tutorials on pouches. Thank you.